Have you heard about Ibrahim? The man who destroyed idols? The man who left everything for his Lord?
This is not just a story about sacrifice. This is a story about faith, about love, about obedience so powerful that even the heavens witnessed it with awe. This is the story of Prophet Ibrahim, the story of Prophet Ismail, the story behind Eid al-Adha. Every year, millions of Muslims around the world celebrate Eid al-Adha. Animals are sacrificed, families gather, takbirs echo through the streets. But many people know the ritual without truly understanding the pain behind it. Why would Allah test a father in such a heartbreaking way? Why was Ismail chosen? And why does this story still move hearts thousands of years later? To understand that, we have to go back to the beginning. Son spent most of his life waiting for a child. Year after year passed. His hair turned gray. His body grew weak. But his prayers never stopped. Imagine making dua for decades and hearing nothing. Imagine watching other families grow while your own home remained silent. Yet Ibrahim never lost trust in Allah. And then one day, the impossible happened.
A son. Allah has blessed you with a son.
After all these years,
Allah blessed him with a son, Ismail عليه السلام. Not just a child, a miracle, a gift after years of sadness, a mercy after endless patience. The Quran says, so we gave him good news of a gentle and patient boy. Surah As-Safat, verse 101. And slowly, the bond between father and son became stronger.
Father, look how fast I can run.
MashaAllah, my son grows stronger.
They walked
every
together,
day.
worked together, laughed together. Every single day, Ibrahim loved his son more and more. And that is exactly when the test came. Because Allah often tests the things we love most.
No.
One night, Ibrahim saw something terrifying in a dream. He was sacrificing his own son. At first, maybe he hoped it was only a dream. But then it came again and again. The prophets receive revelation through dreams. This was not imagination. This was a command from Allah. Can you imagine the pain in his chest? The same son he waited his whole life for. The same child he held in his arms. Allah was asking for him. Most people think faith is easy when life feels comfortable. But real faith begins when obedience becomes painful. This was not about cruelty. This was a test. Who comes first in your heart? The blessing or the one who gave the blessing? Finally, Ibrahim spoke to his son. The Quran says, "O my dear son, I have seen in a dream that I must sacrifice you. So tell me what you think." Surah As-Safat, verse 102. Look carefully at the beauty of this moment.
O my father, do as you are commanded. You will find me, if Allah wills, among the patient.
He did not shout. He did not force him. He spoke with gentleness, with honesty, with love, even in unimaginable pain. The prophets showed mercy. And then came the response that still shakes hearts today. Ismail al-Salam said, "O my father, do as you are commanded. You will find me, if Allah wills, among the patient." Allahu Akbar. What kind of faith does a young boy need to say words like that? No fear, no anger, no resistance, only trust in Allah. This is why scholars say the story is not only about Ibrahim's sacrifice. It is also about Ismail's submission.
Where are they going so early? I do not know, but Ibrahim's face carries sorrow.
As they began the journey toward Mina, the weight of the moment grew heavier. The desert was quiet. The wind moved softly across the sand. But inside Ibrahim's heart, a storm was raging. People sometimes imagine prophets as emotionless. But Ibrahim was a father. Every memory with Ismail hurt him deeply. Every smile, every conversation, every moment together. Yet he kept walking, because obedience to Allah mattered more than his own feelings. And according to Islamic narrations, Shaitan tried to stop him, again and again. He whispered fear. What kind of father does this? He whispered doubt. What if this is wrong? He whispered emotion. Turn back before it's too late. But Ibrahim rejected every whisper. And this became part of the rituals of Hajj. Even today, during Hajj, Muslims throw stones at the pillars in Mina. It symbolizes rejecting shaitan, rejecting temptation, rejecting the voices that pull us away from Allah. Finally, they reached the place of sacrifice. The valley stood silent. The mountains watched like witnesses to history. A father preparing to sacrifice his beloved son. A son ready to obey Allah without fear. The Quran says, then when they both submitted completely, Surah As-Safat, verse 103. Notice something powerful here. Allah says both of them submitted, the father and the son. This was complete surrender to Allah. Then came the moment humanity would remember forever. Ibrahim laid Ismail down. The knife touched his neck. The heavens became silent. The angels watched. Creation itself seemed to pause. And then, Allah stopped it. At the exact moment of sacrifice, Allah called out to Ibrahim. The test was over. The Quran says, O Ibrahim, you have fulfilled the vision. Surah As-Safat, verses 104 to 105. And then Allah revealed something extraordinary. This was truly a clear test. Surah As-Safat, verse 106. Allah never wanted Ismail's blood. Allah wanted Ibrahim's heart. Allah wanted to show humanity what complete faith looks like. And then, a ram was sent down from heaven, and we ransomed him with a great sacrifice. Surah As-Safat, verse 107. This became the origin of Qurbani. Every Eid al-Adha, every animal sacrificed by Muslims around the world, is a remembrance of this moment. But the story does not end there. Allah honored Ibrahim forever. Thousands of years later, billions of people still remember his name. Kings were forgotten. Empires disappeared. But the legacy of sincere faith remained. Because true success is not fame, not money, not power. True success is being loved by Allah. The Prophet Muhammad said, there are no days in which righteous deeds are more beloved to Allah than these 10 days. These are the first 10 days of Dhul Hijjah.
Why do we sacrifice animals on Eid?
To remember Ibrahim's obedience to Allah.
The days connected to the sacrifice of Prophet Ibrahim. And the Prophet Muhammad himself performed Qurbani with his own hands. Not as culture, not as tradition, but as worship, as remembrance.
Allah honored
as love for
Ibrahim
Allah.
forever. How?
How?
His story became eternal.